guys, it's Onikia. I'm coming to you with another episode review for Four Weddings and a Funeral. It's called Hounslow, Season 1, Episode 2. It's a series on Hulu. Okay. So we find out we start off where we left off on the last episode where Cash is at the wedding and he's leaving Ainsley at the altar. And he just can't explain what it is, but he just he knows he can't marry her. So he leaves her at the altar, and then we see later on she's in her bedroom and Gemma is there, and she slaps him when he leaves her at the altar as well. So she's upset. They try to play music to distract, and they start playing like the Dracula song. But anyway, so pretty much he just leaves her. So then we see where Ainsley is on the bed and Gemma is there and Maya is there, and they're helping her pack up Cash's things, and she's sending them all to Goodwill. Well, not Goodwill, but to a charity. She's donating them all. So we see where Gemma tells her maybe you should do a party like to get over this and everything. So she agrees to that, and so Gemma is gonna do the invites, because they got all these gifts. So Emma's gonna send them all back with the little thank you notes and sorry notes. And they agreed that because Gemma is doing that Maya should be the one to give the items back to Cash that they have left for when he and Ainsley lived together. So then we see Craig is leaving out. He tells Zara he has to go out. They were supposed to do like some kind of teeth whitening thing together, but he's going out and he's probably going to see his daughter because every time he goes for a jog and everything, that's where he goes. So he's going to see Molly. So Zara has still not confronted him about the M that she found, the necklace. So then we see that Duffy is being approached by Tabby, who likes him, so she invites him out to an event and he declines because he's so into Maya he doesn't even realize like she likes him. He's not even paying attention to it. Or if he does, like he's oblivious, like kind of like Maya is towards him. So then we see where she asks him out to like a play. He tells her no, he has a game night, and she's like, I love game nights, and he's like, you and your friends should get together and do that too. So it is what it is with that. So then we see Cash is back staying at his dad's home, and Cash says he knows he needs that, his dad tells Cash, why haven't you called her? Why haven't you apologized? And he was like, she doesn't want an apology. She wants an explanation, and I can't give her that. And I'm like, okay, so we're going to act like Maya is not the reason. Okay. But we're going to just act like Maya is not the reason that he couldn't marry Ainsley. Like his feelings towards her, even if they're small, the fact that he had them and he was, with her best friend or whatever. Okay. But anyways, so he tells his dad he can't give her an explanation. So Craig is at the playground watching Molly play soccer again, and she kicks the ball over to him, and they have this little moment, and then Julia, the mother of Molly, comes over, and she was like, Craig, they think you are a pedophile, a pervert, because you were always watching the kids, but she knows why that's his daughter, and he's found out. She said, this is not the time to meet me at a different place, and so they agreed to that. So Maya drops off Cash's things, and the dad comes out as she's doing it, and he invites her in for pizza and everything, and her taxi drives off just as she's trying to tell him no. She just came to drop that off and go. Her taxi drives off, so she ends up going in, and ends up going in, for the pizza and all that. So Cash is in there, and he's like, oh, my stuff or whatever. And he was like, I've been wearing the same clothes for a week. So, but he looks in the box and it's only like one shirt because she gave everything else away to charity, which is like, if you had contacted her, you could have got your stuff back, but you didn't want to deal with it and talk about it. So you didn't get it. So, anyways, they start playing, this, I guess it's their version of Jeopardy. So they start playing that, and they start answering questions. Or who wants to be? Is it Jeopardy, or they said it was like Jeopardy, but to me it was like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. But anyways, they start playing that, and they're enjoying themselves. They're having a really good time. But Maya does tell Cash that he needs to talk to Ainsley and just explain what happened, what's going on. So then Ainsley goes back to work. And they're like, "Are you sure?" Because she has two people, I guess, that work for her. But she's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." So she goes back to work, and this couple come in who are newly married, and they tell her that they want her to design their new home. They just got married, they're so in love and everything. So it's hard for her, but she's like, "Okay, I can do it." So then we see Julia and Craig meet, and she tells him she wants him to give up the rights to his daughter. And he's like, "I didn't know that I had a daughter, so you can't be mad at me about that." And she said, "Well, I told you I wanted to meet," but I guess he never met with her because he thought she was trying to be serious with him, which you could have found other ways to tell him. So he never returned her call. But in this day and age, the same way you messaged him and everything, you could have found other ways to tell him. But we're going to go with that storyline. And she's a lawyer. Okay, we're going to go with that, though. So she wants him to give up his rights and everything. So then we go to Ainsley, and she realizes. So Ainsley has a someone who works for her, and so she finds out the couple that she was supposed to be designing, like helping them pick out things for their home. They're actually having a baby and everything. So she's super sad about that because her marriage. She didn't get married. All these plans that she had are not. This couple comes in and brings all back up for her. So, but one of the guys who works for her tells her, like, he's like, "You didn't know Craig, like, excuse me, you didn't know Cash. Like, look what you gave him for his birthday. That's so impersonal. Like, that's what you give to your stepfather." And so she starts to realize that she didn't know him, that she was maybe in love with the idea of him or the idea of being married and everything, but maybe not so much him. So Cash is going out and about, and he meets an old friend who invites him to a house party. He declines. He tells him he's not going, but the friend says the invitation is open. So Maya gets a text, and Ted is in town, and he wants to meet her. Ted is the married man that Maya was sleeping with for all these years, only for him to finally leave his wife. What am I so tongue-tied? But for only to find out he had been cheating with someone else as well. I guess I'm tongue-tied because this show is boring. But I have committed to not starting a show and not finishing it anymore this year because I've done that enough 2019. So I am committed to finishing this show out. And thank God, I think it's only like 10 episodes. And after I get these last two, I'll only have to do one a week, hopefully. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at them if they went ahead and dropped two for the next 3 weeks to get this show over with. I hope it gets better. Like, for those of you that actually like it, I hope it gets better. But as of right now, it's not something like, if this was airing on ABC, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, it's getting canceled." You know what I mean? I'd be like, "This is gonna get canceled." But anyways, so Maya tells, so Ted contacts Maya. He wants to see her. He tells her, she's like, "I'm in London." And he's like, "I know, I'm there too." So that's that. So then we see Zara asks Duffy about Craig. She asked him about Craig and Maya. Has there ever been anything? And he was like, "No. I'm the one who," but he didn't want to say it, but she knows he's the one who likes Maya. But he says, "No, there's never been anything between these two." But she does put that thought in his head. So then the friends have game night. And Craig talks to Maya. So then Craig and Maya go alone, and they talk about Molly. And he tells her he still has not told Zara. And she's like, "You have to tell her." But anyways, so they give each other a hug after they get through talking. And it does kind of look like they're having an intimate moment. And Zara shows Duffy. And of course, this upsets Duffy because he likes Maya. Okay. So then we go to Okay, so Cash goes to the party and it's a lame party. His friend has like they're playing games on the computer, and it looks like his dad is there sleeping or whatever. Let me just wrap this up. So he's there and the dad is sleeping and everything, but the friend just wanted to show him like that an old film that he had where Cash, not Craig, Cash was acting, and it really brings back up for Cash that he wanted to act and everything. So it just reiterates that for him. So that's it with the friend. Okay, so then Cash go. Okay, so then Maya tells the group she's going to see Ted because Ainsley actually caught her in the bedroom about to message Ted or looking at the message from Ted, and she tries to tell her not to, but Maya's gonna do what she wants to do. And so they play charades, and every answer is Ted. Like who's this senator who cheats on his wife, who's a liar and all that. It's Ted. And so she just tells the group she's gonna do what she wants to do, and she would like if they would support her or whatever. So that's that. So then we see um, Gemma goes home because she was at game night and her husband didn't want to come, and she was kind of frustrated with that or whatever. But when she gets home, she sees that her husband has finished all the thank you notes because earlier her hand was hurting because she was trying to write them all out and her hand was hurting. But she gets home and she sees him; he's finished it all, and I guess that's what makes their marriage work. Like um, even though like he annoys her and he doesn't do what she wants to do, which is like go across the street just to go to the game night, but then he finishes all the thank you notes for her because he knew, that was something that would help her out. You know what I mean? So then we see, good child. So Maya, okay, so Maya tells her. So then we see, Liz shows up. Okay, so Maya was supposed to meet Ted right at this coffee shop. When she gets there, it's Liz who shows up, which is Ted's wife, and she tells her, "Me and Ted are supposed to be working this out." So you can imagine my surprise when I see that he is texting you. So Ted didn't just show up for Maya. He just wanted to get one off while he was on this family European tour. So he's still no good or whatever. But Maya should have seen that. But anyways, Liz just tells her, I'm not leaving him until our child turns 18, and then I'm going to take all of his money and everything. And my word of advice to you is stop sleeping with other women's husbands and stop making your life revolve around a man or whatever. And so Liz gets up and leaves. So then we see Liz. Okay, so Liz. Um, Oh, and she tells her, do not contact Ted again. Like, don't text him. Don't try to get closure. Don't do anything, trying to contact Ted. So Cash finally goes to see Ainsley. And when he goes to see Ainsley, she's upset. But he just explains that he was a fraud. Like, the man that she loved, that's not him. Like, that's not who makes him happy. That's not who he wants to be. Like, he doesn't want to be an investment banker and all of that. And she says, well, I was in love with that man. She realizes like she was in love with a dream and everything because she's realized that she didn't really know him because he wasn't being his authentic self. So, that's that. So then we see, Craig talks to Duffy and about, okay, so Craig talks to Duffy and he tells Duffy, no, man, because Duffy accuses him of Maya. And he says, no, I don't like Maya. He was like, we both need to grow up. Like, you've been pining after her for years. You haven't done anything. If you're not going to do anything about it, grow up. And he was like, and I need to grow up too. So then we see Duffy agrees and he goes and asks Tebby out on a date. So he's about to start dating her, I guess. So then we see where Craig meets Julia and he does sign the papers. But did y'all notice that they didn't have a witness and it was supposed to have a witness or something? Maybe that's gonna be something in the end, maybe not. But anyways, as he's ending things with Julia and everything, Zara pops up because she's like, I knew you were cheating on me. So she pops up, and he calms her down and tells her about he has a daughter, and Julia walks off and everything. So is Julia gonna die? I've never watched Four Weddings. I think I watched it a long time ago. I can't remember it. It's Julia because it's four weddings and a funeral. Is Julia gonna die, or is one of them gonna who's gonna die? I don't know, child. But I guess I'll keep watching to see. Anyways, um, so Zara, he finally tells her about it, and then so she's like, I thought the M stood for Maya, and he was like, no, his daughter's name is Molly and everything, and he tells her, she was like, well, I thought it was Maya because y'all are so close, and he was like, he just got advice from Maya, so she's hurt because she's like, you talk to her before you talk to me, and he was like, don't you tell your friends things before you talk to me, and she's like, no, I do not. I trust you, and if you can't trust me, then we're not in a real relationship. Which she is right. Like, that is your girlfriend. She should, like, this was something going on. And it's not like he didn't tell her because, like, you didn't know you had a child. So this is something you could have told her and she would have understood, because Zara actually seems like a really cool girl that I don't, she seems really nice out of all the girls in the group besides, like, Ainsley. Like, she seems really nice because I don't really care for Maya and I don't like Gemma. Ainsley I do like because I just do. And Zara, I like her as well. So then we see, and you know what I feel about this show is because we started off with Maya being with this married man and having these, and that's probably what probably turned me off a little bit about her character in this show and everything. And so, yeah. So then, so Zari pretty much, I mean, it's not an official breakup, but she leaves. She walks away from him like, we're not in a real relationship if you can't tell me stuff. So then Maya writes Craig a closure note, and she just tells him that she stayed in New York because of him, even when all her friends moved off. But she wanted to say it was about her career, but really it was about him, which is what Liz said earlier, when you wrap your life around a man. And so she rips up the letter and throws it in the lake or the water and everything. So I guess that's her closure. So then she's going to stay, and she goes to Ainsley and Gemma, and she tells them she's going to stay. Of course, Gemma doesn't want her to stay because she wants her best friend, but she's going to stay in London. So that was the episode 2 of this show. Woo, child! I'm gonna keep reviewing it, but I might not review it next season if they have a next season. I hope this gets better. Like, I hope maybe I'm just tired because I stayed up late and I've been super busy. And maybe that's what it is, but no, because The Handmaid's Tale was super good. I don't know what it is about this show. It's like, y'all tell me what you think. For those few of you who are watching, yeah. So I'm gonna try to tough it out and finish it completely, for the season. But it's one of those shows that it's cute, but it's like you know how you watch shows on ABC, NBC, and all that, and you could just tell you're like, this ain't they gonna cancel this, and then they cancel it, and you're like, well, it wasn't that great. That's how I hate to say that because usually Hulu doesn't miss, and I love Mindy, but it's something's off about this show. It's like, I don't know, it's just off. But all right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be back. I'll be back Friday because today is Wednesday, but I'm actually going to drop this on Thursday because I already dropped one video for this show today. So, yeah, I'll drop this Thursday. So I will see you with the episode 3 on Friday. Bye.